What'd you say?
A good boat husband makes sure his wife gets to work on time. Get in the truck.
Make sure his wife gets to work on time. Hello, we've been together 8 years.
I think. Yeah, we're pretty much married.
Sick of you. I'm not.
I'm just kidding.
Driving me crazy with the funk. He's gonna do it again. He's gonna do it again. Hey guys. Okay, I'm done with work. Here is our old bow roller. And we got a new bow roller. And that's the new bow roller. And it's gonna be modified to fit the boat. But the problem is that the traffic is really bad right now. I'm going to actually put this stuff in my backpack and walk to a point so that Pete can pick me up because of how bad the traffic is. Task number 1 done. I got it on my back. And then I got Layla. This is gonna be interesting. So far, so good. So far, so good. Layla's being good. She's not tugging yet. Okay, now I feel like a pack mule. All this for a bow roller. Freedom. Glad to have that off my back. Heavy duty mofo. You think it'll work?
Yeah, I think it'll work.
Cool. Sweet.
See, when the anchor comes up in here and it hooks in here,
yeah,
a certain kind of anchor grabs this and pulls it back, and then it sits in there just right. And this is pretty nice. I mean, the line would really have to jump to come out of there. Went on there like that. The roller's gonna be out that much further than it was.
So I got off of work. Pete came by and picked me up, but he wasn't really in the best mood when he came by to get me. And it's the worst when you get home and you're in a good mood and then your partner's not in a good mood. It's like, ugh, it's the worst, you know. So I'm trying to, be positive or whatever. And so he tells me how his day was. He's not going to tell it, so I will. He said, see, what he's been doing is cleaning the bilge today. And there was a little water in the bilge, some salt water in the bilge. And he was vacuuming the water out of the bilge. He said that when he went to pick up the vacuum, the bottom came apart from the top, and then it spilled out all over the place. That's the first bad thing that happened to poor Pete. Next thing that happened was he went to bring it out into the cockpit, and the hose came off, and then a bunch of water fell out of it in the cockpit. And then he was climbing down the ladder with this heavy pail of water that he had vacuumed up, and the electrical cord was getting caught on the ladder, so he couldn't continue going down. He had a heck of a time trying to get that. Anyways, I'm gonna make us a cup of tea and help Pete on the bottom some more, I think. We were checking out the bow roller that I got, because we need a bow roller that will allow the anchor shaft to come up onto the bow roller and actually land correctly. Whereas before you had to really struggle with it to make it land in the bow roller properly. So we're extending the bow roller out, or having a bigger bow roller put on, so that maybe that'll help, hopefully. Fill in the holes with the pinholes on the bottom. did a test on one spot, one little section of the boat, with the neoprene flashing cement to see kind of how that worked. We're going to do a test on there, see how good it sands and scrapes, and if it fills the pinholes good. And Pete's got some epoxy and some copper dust, copper powder, that he might put in the epoxy and mix it. That's probably what we're going to go with, is doing that. We're going to see kind of what the neoprene flashing cement probably did, but it sounds like Pete's leaning more towards the epoxy with the copper powder. Just kind of testing different things to see how they work. And but I think really the epoxy is a way to go to fill in all those pinholes.